What's up guys, it's Risky here, and I've finally decided it's time to make another updated beginner's guide. It's been a few years since the last one, and I want to say I appreciate all the likes and comments that video has. It's certainly the biggest on my channel, and probably where most of you guys found me. The Hunter called Loadout has had quite a few changes and such done to it since then, so I think it's a good time to go over everything. So let's say you are at the very beginning, you just started playing the game, maybe only have a few hours of playtime, you've collected the first outpost, but where do you go from there? As a new player, I highly recommend taking the time to go to each outpost and lookout tower. Having the full map discovered and all the outposts unlocked will overall just make it a lot easier to travel around the map. Tents are also very useful, but we'll talk about that stuff a little later on. So what about your loadout? It's pretty important considering you'll need all sorts of different equipment to hunt on each map. Always carry the right lures for the right map, and don't forget your binos. I highly recommend saving until you can get the Apex View 7x42s. They allow you to range and also see from great distance. Medkits are always great to have as well in case you run into some kind of, predator or something that attacks you, like some coyotes, or not coyotes, but wolves, or you fall off a ledge or something and take fall damage. They're always nice to have. They can be a slight expense for new players, so worry about that when you have some cash. You'll start out with the 243 as your main rifle. It's not the worst, but it's not going to be your best choice. You should 100% save until you can buy the 7mm. This is a non-DLC gun. You have it in the game. Everybody has it, and it's like 38,000 or 36,000, but trust me, it is well worth it. In my opinion, this is one of the best guns in the entire game. Its ammo class is 4 to 9. You can hunt anything from whitetail to Cape Buffalo with that thing. And it's also a single shot, so it makes you, learn to take your time with your shots. You only have one. It's not like you can take a secondary shot there. So you really have to be accurate, and it kind of just helps you. It's a really good beginner rifle overall. All animals in Called Wild have a level. Make sure your ammo class matches that level. You can see the level of the animal you're hunting in the codex, along with all sorts of other good, useful information in there. A common issue I see new players having is not using proper shot placement. Headshots in hunting aren't recommended. It's best to take a broadside angle shot. This gives you a perfect shot on the vital organs of most animals. In this example here, you can see aiming behind the shoulder will typically be your safest and most effective shot. Remember, every species' organs are going to be in different spots, so you'll have to adjust accordingly. The more you shoot them, the more you'll learn, of course. Okay, so you have your loadout and you have an idea where you need to aim. Now, how do you find the animals? It's really not that hard at all. Over time, you will learn the areas and times certain animals are out and about. I will leave a chart just like this in the description. This will show you the time for need zones of any animal you want to go hunt for. For example, if you want to go hunt whitetail, it's best to hunt the drink zones, usually, so set the time to whatever it may be for that zone, then start heading to the water on the map, of course. They will either be there in that area drinking or not, and you might have to go search somewhere else. I mean, it is a hunting game after all. It's like almost anything else in this game. You will learn with playtime. Spend a few days or weeks on one map exploring, setting up tents, stands, and just searching for zones. Remember I mentioned tents earlier? Well, tents are going to be one of your best friends. I have a whole video here explaining tents and what you can do to use them most effectively. I get a lot of questions on what does the Taxidermize button do. If you manage to bag yourself a cool trophy that you want to display in a trophy lodge, you will need to taxidermize it. It costs money, of course, and there's even a repair fee you have to pay if you miss one of the harvest checks. So watch that shot placement. Trophy lodges are a DLC. You can choose between two right now. I prefer the Saseka Safari Lodge. It feels a little more spacious overall. Another handful of DLCs I would highly recommend are the ATVs. They provide a great way to discover the map faster. Weapon Pack 2, the Mosin is a great rifle to add to your arsenal, and also the Modern Rifle Pack. Once you get your hands on the Zarza 10, you'll see exactly what I mean. In case you want more suggestions for DLC, I have a whole video on that as well, and a bunch more that can be found in the Noob Guides playlist. The overall goal of Called Wild is to have fun, of course, but the main target in the game is a great one. The next step down is a diamond. Their great one can only be found for red deer and whitetail as of right now, but more will be added in the future. It is also the rarest animal in the game, so finding one is pretty exciting, and definitely worth taxidermizing and mounting in a lodge. A diamond, on the other hand, is not as rare as a great one, but it's the next rarest animal besides the great one, of course, and it's a step up from a gold. You have bronze, silver, gold, and diamond. They are basically just the trophy animals with the nicest antlers, horns, tusks, whatever it may be. As a new player, don't worry so much about finding diamonds right off the bat. Instead, just shoot anything you see so you can maximize your cash and XP. When you have the better equipment and perks, it will make hunting those diamonds a lot more enjoyable. Please feel free to ask any questions you need answered in the comments. I will do my best to help you, and I'm sure someone else scrolling through the comments might be able to as well. The Hunter Call of the Wild is one of those games that you have to play a lot of, and over time you will start to get an understanding for everything. But this guide should at least give you a head start, point you in the right direction so you aren't going to be completely lost and end up boring yourself to death. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. It really does help out a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.